Hello folks, we're back in the shop today making swings. Cause when I made picnic tables, nobody wanted a picnic table, so I got to make some swings. So I'm making 55-inch swings, and I need about 15 slats each. I'm gonna make about 10 of them, so that's 150 slats. I have about 34, so I need 116. Also gonna make a couple 70-inch slats, and I need about 15 of those as well. So 30 slats minus 12 I already have is 18. And then the bottom braces, there's the tally for that, and the backs, the front braces, the side braces, and armrests. So that's what I need there is 24 of those, and 38 each of the bottoms and the backs. Well, I'm a slow learner. It took me a while. What is all these little holes that do it in the front of my shirt all the time? Well, it's the table saw mostly is the culprit. When I run through boards through the table saw, it kicks the sawdust back on my shirt, and it's like little splinter arrows coming at my shirt and bouncing off of it, and leaves all them little holes in there. So I got 2 aprons ordered, so I'm gonna look cool with a woodworker's apron that can hold my pencil and stuff, and hopefully protect my shirt so I don't have to get an entire new wardrobe every time I build a set of swings or something. But my aprons haven't come today, so I just got to wing it. So I got these 14-foot 1/8 is what I'm gonna cut 3 55-inch links out of that. That'll leave some edge for scrap there that I can throw away. I'll cut 3 slats out of that. That's a little bit thinner than when I cut some out of the 1/6, so it just makes a little thinner slat. So maybe I'll make some of both, and I can mix and match how I need to, or maybe add an extra slat on the thinner ones. Who knows? We'll see how it works out. As usual, my goal is to get the pieces and parts cut out, and before I start putting together, since this is pretty much a pattern that I know pretty good, and I have the pattern pieces to go by in there, so I can cut it out and get ready to put it all together. So that's what I'll be working on today. I'll cut slats 116 at 55-inch. I'll route one side of that with a little round over bit where it won't be so sharp, and then I'll start cutting the 2x4s out for the back and the bottom braces, and have those. There's, what do we figure, 38 in there? I can't remember. I had it wrote down on the paper, but anyway, we'll get all those and then we'll start throwing it together. I don't know how far I'll get today, but that's the plan today. Meanwhile, in other news, I got the top on my dad's old tractor, and plan to use it for some haying since it's got hydraulics, 2 sets of hydraulics on the back that I can operate with these 2 valves right here. This is a Farm Track 60. It's 49 horsepower, or PTO horsepower, which is roughly the same as my MX 5400 cab Kubota tractor over there, which has all the hydraulics on it on the front, and so that's why I'm using this. Took me a time to get the pieces for the top together, but I found everything and had to get my brother, who generously did some welding for me. Since I'm not a welder, I'm a woodworker. I don't touch metal stuff except occasionally cutting things or drilling, and that's about it for me for woodwork, for metalworking. I've cleaned my square baler out, and until I get some hay, I don't really know how well it's working, but it's greased from one end to the other. It had some old rye hay in there. I cut it out, or pulled it out of there. This knot here, I run it through, and it actually tied here on the first round, but I don't really know how it's going to do until I get some hay on the ground. So that's that. This baler, I'm still waiting on the hydraulic lines, and should have some of those this afternoon. I still got to do something with those tires. That's just about, you can see the air in them. And I'm gonna test the hydraulics hopefully this afternoon. Over yonder you can see my bull calves. They're now steers if the bands are working properly. They've had their bands in place about 4 or 5 days now. I got a feller that has a tranquilizer gun. He come over and put him to sleep. They was a little groggy, more than I expected, the two of them. One of them, the dart kind of bounced out, and he wasn't very groggy as the others. In fact, we had to rope him to, or the feller had to rope him. I'm still not a cowboy quite yet, but had to rope one, but the other two were completely put under and were for most of the day last Friday. But they're doing fine now. They're back up and all is well, and everything's going good. They're eating well. I've got them in the far pasture over here. I got some work to do down there on my fencing, and a pile of stuff to burn, and man, there's just all kind of things to do. The potatoes are coming along nicely, as is the okra and the peas. And always I have a good crop of nut grass coming along that grows without saying. The squash are doing well. These were $1 FFA squash plants, all except 2 of them, which we replaced. And they're all growing splendidly. They're doing just fine. I hear my fence clicking down there, so that means it's grounding out somewhere. So I need to go look at that. I stuck fire in my brush pile. The Christmas trees went up in about 5 minutes, and the rest of it went out in about 5 hours. So that's the way that goes. So as of today, I got these 3 picnic tables, 6'3", to sale. Just looking for takers. They run about 300 plus tax. They're nice pressure treated pine, just ready and waiting. But of course, if you got picnic tables done, everyone wants swing. So I'm working on that today, and gonna do, like I said, about 12 of them. I'm not gonna video or interrupt myself for all that, so just gonna kind of lay it out and get to work. So y'all have a great week. We'll talk to you later. Don't forget to subscribe. So there I got 150 something 55-inch slats and about 30 70-inch. I find when I'm doing repetitive tasks like cutting slats that I often go into that state of flow. Some people call it the zone, where the conscious kind of zones out and your muscle memory takes over and it's doing its job, and you're not even thinking about what you're doing. When your head is coming right through here, oh, that could be a little concerning if your mind is not on what you're doing. You can probably think about that when you're sometimes when you're driving. You might look up and notice, like, where the heck am I? I've done that before too, and not be thinking about it. Just kind of going down the road, and I'm obeying the traffic laws and everything, but my mind is way off out yonder somewhere. I'm a daydreamer, so I do that a lot. So that's pretty typical for me and my cranium up here. But I don't know if you ever do that or not. But working with tools, you kind of got to keep yourself lined up and always be conscious of where you're putting your fingers and keep them out of the blade. So that was another successful slat run there. Got to do a lot of routing there. Another all of them boards there, 180 something. I've got to round them over. So that's another fun thing where I'm sure I'll try to be in flow there too, because after you do 4 or 5 of them, it gets kind of repetitive, and your mind wants something new to think about, but you're still on your task there. So that's always a concern, and I'm sure driving and other things have the same issue. Just some thoughts for you.